then you won't get spoken to. People only see you when you up, then they notice you. Trying to be a legend, create lines is quotable. Only the real shall last, and I only know a few. People when they feelings always acting emotional. Ain't about a check, then it ain't negotiable. Gotta show respect to the people that's posting you. Soon to be on posters posted up like the older dudes.
Now we aging like fine wine, how we supposed to do? Peep the shade on the timelines, this how I'm supposed to cool. This black and white like...
Hello, it's good to see you.
I couldn't hear you.
No?
Do it again.
Well, I was saying was good morning, good day, good evening, good night, good life, wherever you are, whatever time it is. I'm happy to see you. Thank you for joining me. My name is Brian Hare. Here on behalf of Free Salon Education, we're here for your live education. It's Thursday morning, I don't know, like 10-ish here on East Coast in the United States. So today I wanted to go over something that, again, I think is kind of seasonally appropriate. We're transitioning from our Northern Hemisphere summer into fall, which is going to be time to start giving people that nice fringe, bangs. We're talking all things short and choppy up in the face. Not all things. Last week we did the curtain. This week I wanted to hit the other two kind that I'm seeing a whole lot. Hey, Mobile, Alabama. I lived there for 12 years. We probably know each other. And yeah, so it's something that I just wanted to go over because it's simple. It's helpful for your clients if they need to see this. It's helpful for us just to have a little refresh. And maybe it'll be something, maybe you'll get a little something out of this. Let's hope. Before we start, I just wanted to give a little bit of a shout out to Minerva because I'm using a lot of their stuff today, and they've graced us with this gorgeous table, with the brush I'm going to be using, with all kinds of fun stuff. So thanks, Minerva. We appreciate it. Here's my little fancy gold table I have off screen. It's great. It's what I use in the salon every day. It's sturdy. People talk about it. It's always anything that I can do to add to the small talk, like, well, for people to come in and comment on, I'm into. So get yourself some fancy tables, and it'll be one more thing to talk to your guests about. All right, so we're going to be doing two types of fringe today. We're going to be doing a little bit of a side bang, and then a nice full straight across bang with a little bit of the kicking off to the sides. Nothing too crazy. So what you're going to need that's important, you have to have some kind of concentrator on your blow dryer. I'm rocking the Dyson Professional grade right now. I just don't think that you can get enough precision when you're just sitting there going raw dogging it with no concentrator on there. So I do say put this on there so that you're in control of where the air is going, and then you'll get real control over what direction your bangs are going to go. Beyond that, you're just going to need some kind of brush. Not a round brush, some kind of paddly brush. I don't care who makes it, what it is, but you need something that's going to help you get control and sculpt that hair, because most people, you're going to be counteracting some funky hairlines, whether it's cowlicks or whatever. There's going to be stuff that we need control of, so a good paddle brush that's just going to help me direct that hair where I want it to go is really just going to give us that nice style that the hair needs. All right, so to start off, we're going to have, like I said, this delicious side bang that Matt created. We're just going to dampen it and the floor. This is how you get your hair wet for your clients too, right? Just a little dunk. It's raining today. I could have just put her outside, but then Matt would have to bring cameras outside and then it would just be awkward, and never mind. So here we go.
I'm still waiting to do a drone flyover live. I haven't.
I'll do it.
I know we need to do it. I saw it on the news this morning. I was like, oh, or not the news. Good Morning America.
Oh, good morning. All right, so when you've got your guest in your chair, when you're starting with your fringe, I always suggest you gotta make sure that water was not affected. Do you have a spray bottle back here?
Yeah.
Where at? Thanks, buddy. So, just like I'm doing now, you need to make sure that you are styling and drying your fringe wet, because as soon as that hair dries or starts to dry, you're going to lose control over the growth pattern at the roots. So if your guest is getting a full haircut, they're probably going to air dry a little bit before it comes time to style and dry. So I suggest going back in, and whether you use a little bit of product like a blowout spray or whatever, re-dampening at least the roots of the fringe so that, like I said, you have control over any of the wild growth patterns that love to pop up on the front hairline. So you get your brush. What's important when I explain to my guests, it does not matter if in doing this you get hair that is more than just the fringe. Because in all honesty, it's all gonna get dry. So if you pull a little bit of extra hair in, it's better than leaving any hair out. So it's gonna be real simple. The way that we do this, at first, while the hair is wet, all of your focus is gonna be on the roots, because that is the hair that needs the most control. So I'm gonna try to knock out any funky growth patterns by resetting what direction those roots are going. So whatever side you're comfortable standing on, get there and stay there. So I'm gonna dry, focusing my air on the roots, and then just pushing all the hair the opposite direction. And then I'm gonna pull it all the other direction. Not really worried about what direction they're going to sit at the end of this yet, because I'm really just trying to make sure that the roots get dry, get reset, side to side and forward. Back and forth helps make sure that you're not gonna get any jump or wave or anything that you're not looking to have in those roots. Once you see your guest's roots starting to dry a little bit, not worried about out here yet, but once you see it starting to dry, then you want to start focusing on the direction that the bangs are cut to go. So these are going to sweep off to the side towards me. So now, instead of back and forth, I'm really just going to focus on those roots coming towards me. And then, because this look specifically calls for something a little smoother, like these aren't, big like Jersey 80s bangs. So I'm going to continue to dry them in a way that does them justice. If you're looking for a smoother fringe and you're not looking to remove any curly or wavy texture, then I'm just going to use the round of the head to help finish off that fringe. If you're looking for a little bit of volume, then you can pop it up a little, but I'm not on this one. On the next bangs, we will. I'm going to want a little bit more lift. But typically on a nice side fringe, I want smoother. So if you're explaining to your guests how to do this to themselves, same thing. Get them to focus on that root, do the back and forth, do the down. They're going to realize it's so much easier to get control of the fringe if you focus on that on the roots first. So again, just directing my air where I want the hair to go is going to make everything so much simpler, because it's going to cut out a lot of the work that you need to do to get the hair presentable and smooth. If they have a texture that needs more than just this brush and this dryer can do, I like to break out a smoothing iron of choice on a very low setting. Very, very low setting. As low as you can possibly get it and still get an active result, because this hair, when people talk about, oh my God, it's so hard to grow out bangs, the reason for that is because there is no hair that sees more wear and tear than the stuff right up front. Whether they have a fringe or not, this hair is constantly getting moved, it's constantly getting touched. Sunglasses, it's getting brushed out of the way. It is seeing more wear and tear than anything else on the head. So if you are going to break out a smoothing iron, don't compound that by going too hot. If you want to hit these ends to get a little bit more direction, or a little bit, like get the cuticle to lay down a little bit more, get a little more shine, I cannot stress enough, thermal protectant and low heat. So now when you want to move into a fringe that has a little bit more volume to it, if they are going for something, like you can see these are nice and piecey. So when people talk about PC bangs, you want to make sure that you incorporate a little bit of lift in here. So that's going to be how we do this fringe. How we doing so far? Are people curious?
Doing good. I haven't been watching the chat like I should.
That's
Let me see.
Can they hear you? Or do I just sound like I'm talking to myself?
No, they can. We can hear each other.
Okay. Okay.
They can hear us.
You can always hear me.
I can't see. Captioning covers the picture. Lillian, fun fact about Facebook, you can turn those captions off. We do not put them on. So just click something. I don't know the exact button.
I don't know that I've ever been closed captioned before. That's fun to know.
Yeah, they're trying to keep up with you.
Yeah. Good luck, Facebook.
Let's see. Does it work with curly hair?
It does if you're blowing them out. If you're leaving the bangs curly, then you're not going to be blowing them out. Curly bangs are going to be handled like you would handle the rest of curly hair, just with maybe a little bit more precision. A lot of times when I have people that do curly bangs, it usually involves going in with a wand afterwards just to make sure, because while it's fun to sort of just let curls do what they want to do, if you are incorporating curls in a bang, they're going to probably need to be a little bit more attention given to their presentation than, say, the rest of the curls.
Yeah.
I don't mind if these curls go a little wild, but these curls are going to have to look really pretty.
So Dawn, or Don, depending on where you live.
Dawn.
Is saying, Lillian, Foster, tap on the video, click the 3 dots, and turn off clip.
Oh, I thought that was for me.
No, it's not.
That was for Lillian.
Oh, shoot. Everybody's here for everybody.
I'm here for it. That's what you call a community.
This was a good one. I think this is a good thought for maybe upcoming weeks. The back bang. I've never heard it called that before, but
That sounds gross.
for
Or like a mullet.
for the cowlicks. So maybe we could.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, the long and short of it is this trick that I'm doing for this will work anywhere.
Yeah.
Like when I have people that have nasty little cowlicks, especially if you're doing shorter hair like men's cuts, explain that to them, that you don't have to have that Dennis the Menace forever. This is the technique that it takes. So if you want a haircut where this is required to make that go away, then you need to show them how to do it. So, yes, it is.
So Jess, Danielle's taking some time off for a little bit, but she'll be back on soon. She's got things going on. What products? Did you use products?
I'm not on this one, just because that's up to you. Nothing too heavy, obviously, because it's right on the face. Nothing that's going to make them break out. That's whatever you need to, but it's bangs, so like chill.
Yeah, and if you guys want to post your favorite products that you use.
Yeah, like if I need to use products, my favorite are just like the blowout spray kind of stuff, because that typically is very light. It's not going to be hard or crunchy or anything like that, and it's just going to give me the hold and lift that I'm looking for. Aw, hi.
Aw.
That's fun.
Very cool.
All right, so I got these guys. It's going to start off just the same, even though it's going to be straight down, especially because it's going to be straight down. When it's swept to the side, there's a little bit of room for error, but on a bang like this, little bit more important on getting those cowlicks out of the way, because if you're looking for something that's going to be worn across the face, then it better sit right. So that back and forth, don't be scared. When I do my clients, I'll pull all the way from that side quadrant. I don't want to miss any of these hairs. I don't want any cowlicks on that hairline. But now that I'm trying to get a pieciness out of this, when I come down, rather than just trying to reset my cowlick, because this is how it's going to be, I am going to use my brush to give a little bit of lift on this fringe, because I'm not wanting this to be as smooth as the side bang, but I still want it controlled. I need to, you know what's funny? I realize I need other words for bangs. That's what I want to see in the comments, because I was like bangs and fringe, and now I don't remember anything else. So I'm still wanting them not sky high like big bouffant bangs, but I don't want them flat, smooth against the head. So in my, you can see when I'm talking about giving it volume, I'm not like round brush huge, get a roller out. I'm just using my little brush here to grab the hair. Let me show you this way. Grab the hair and just pick it up a little bit. Nothing major, just give me a little bit of lift there, which will also help to bevel the ends for me by turning my brush as I come down. It's just gonna help that kind of tuck under a little bit and give it more of that fringy feel, which also keeps it off the forehead, which also cuts down on breakouts. Your clients will thank you. I've got that root reset now. I'm not worried about any parts in there, any cowlicks. So now that we're starting to get drier, I can start to put that lift and that bevel in there so that we get that cute, piecey look that all the ladies are looking for this fall. And again, if you need to hit these ends with a smoothing iron, that's your call. I cannot stress enough not to use too hot of an iron. So please make sure you stress to your guests not to use too hot of an iron. That's why people say it takes so long to grow bangs out, because as the roots are growing, the ends are breaking off. So keep them healthy, and then you will forever be in control of the length of these bangs. Oof, girl. And I just give it a little shake, give it some of this action because it just makes it look fun. Makes me feel like you're in a Hollywood movie by just doing that, because they seem to do that even though it does nothing except just give a little bit of tease, a little bit of toss, a little tussle. And then look how cute her fringe is. So that's it. Simple. It's all about the root. Focus on the root, and then the rest of it's a piece of cake. Then you just got to get the rest of the hair dry. This is where all the concentration needs to be, because this is where you're going to be dictating what this hair is going to do. Get down there, use it to get rid of any growth patterns, cowlicks, flips, waves, whatever kind of issues you have. Once you get control of that, the rest of the hair is a piece of cake. Then you just do what you got to do. I like to use a little bit of bevel and lift to give me some volume on straight across bangs. I like to go a little bit of a flat wrapping method to keep it a little bit smoother and shinier on side bangs. That's my preference. You're welcome to try it if you'd like. How are we on questions?
Got one.
Lay it on me. Best thing to use if you have natural curly hair but you straighten your bangs. Again, I like to try to get as much of the work done this way as possible. Again, because that hair is the most compromised, I try to limit as much smoothing iron as possible. Like, even the best irons that you can get your hands on are still really hot and still gonna cause exponentially more damage than just, using a nice light brush with a low wind from your dryer. So get as much done as you can with the brush and dryer, and then smooth as you need to with any other tools to get your hands on. Cool.
Go-to frizzy hair product.
Ooh, that depends. For wet hair, I'm totally addicted right now to the Paul Mitchell Clean Beauty Anti-Frizz Leave-In Treatment, because one, it smells amazing, but it's got like the right amount of heaviness to it. When it comes to dry hair, frizz, I like to use maybe a light oil or something that has depending on the look we're going for, maybe a little clumping technique to it. I love dry texture sprays because I feel like it'll take frizz and just sort of like mat it to hair that looks better than it next to it, for a lack of a better way to put it. You just, make it go away. Look at the pretty hair instead. Can it be done with a large round brush? That's a different kind of look. I mean, yes, of course. I suggest a paddle brush for getting to the root. Round brushes are going to start to give you more of like that type of bang that if that's the style you're going for, cool. I think this really comes down to just know what the tool you're using is supposed to do and use the right tool for each job. I don't know that there's a universal thing that'll give you everything, but a round brush does have a place in this conversation. It just does something different than we just did.
Yeah, and I think if you used a round brush that was like large enough to not cause that huge 80s looking bang, then you would just use a small paddle brush like you did, because it's the same kind of angle.
Right.
So,
and like if
it'd be easier to not try to get a big large round brush on
right. Like I have a
small
huge round brush
Yeah.
that I could use and get a very similar look, but if this was a real human, I now have a giant ass barreled round brush up against their nose.
Yeah.
So
like, and you get the same angle.
yeah,
So
it might be a little
I
bit
think the leafing technique works really well on this.
leafing. That's the word. I was just calling it beveling.
Oh. Well,
But I like that.
They do the same.
I know. I forgot that term. I like it.
And look at these terms.
Leave me alone. Drapes, curtains, blinds. Love that. Carla. Little face drapes. Little forehead corrector.
All bangs, shades.
Shades. Oh, this is going to be fun. I want some spam on this one.
Okay, so with fine hair, we use the same brush.
On fine hair especially, I like going in with this because that you need even more control because you've got less hair to work with. So you need to make sure that you're in control of where every single hair goes. So I don't even use a round brush on fringe ever because like I have the perfect client who was in earlier this week. We do a fuller bang on her, and this is the kind, I use this exact ergo little paddle brush because it just helps me, for lack of a better word, sculpt this whole section of the head. Because like I said, she's got the cute like this, where it's shorter in the middle and then kind of comes down on the sides. So I need to make sure that every hair that I cut is exactly where I need it to be. And you don't get that level of control from just throwing a round brush in there. So can you? Of course, you can do anything. You can do this with a toothbrush if you want to. To get it done well and effective and quick, I suggest using a good little sculpting or smaller paddle brush.
Cool.
That good for, we got more? What?
So a super chat, this doesn't happen really ever, but it happened. So somebody paid $1.99 to say that. So I'm just putting it there.
Cool, well thank you.
Yeah, I'll give it to Brian.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Preach.
Yeah.
All right, so we just want to close it down?
Yeah, let me just make sure. I think Kathy was saying that she wishes she could take her head off and put it on a stand while she blows it dry.
I wish I could take my head off and just put it on a stand just cause.
Yeah, I wish I could take my head off and put it in bed, and then my body would still be here working. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whole bed for
Are
just your
bangs
head.
coming back?
Bangs, I really do think they are.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot more of them, which means a lot more people are asking for them because I joke about this with my clients. I don't suggest bangs for anybody. Anybody. Like, I need people to convince me that they want bangs because it's such a commitment. You know, it's something, long hair is great because you can throw it back in a ponytail and walk out of the house. Bangs got to be done. You can't not do your bangs.
Yeah.
So, especially in a Zoom world, like bangs are a thing. So I'm doing tons of them, which means lots of people are asking for them, which means yes, they're coming back. Especially because it's fall. Like moving from summer into fall, I think is a really big time for it.
Yeah.
Because now they don't mind getting under a blow dryer because it's not 1,000 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And it looks cute with turtlenecks.
So shout out to Donna.
Oh, cool. Congratulations.
The applause.
The applause.
Sound effect before.
I
That's the first.
am offended that it's taken me all these years and you could have just done that when I walked in the room.
You didn't know I had it at a button?
No. I had to create my own.
All right, well, when you walk in.
My hands hurt. Well, congratulations, Donna. Good luck on state board. It's daunting, but very doable. I just kept telling myself leading up to state board, I was like, There's a lot of dumb hairdressers out there, and they all pass the state board, so I can too.
Yeah. You are very welcome. Congratulations.
There's my applause for you.
How far back do you cut the bangs with thin hair? That's a
That is totally based on their head. Like, you just gotta talk about, I mean, I have people that don't get bangs because I show them to get the amount of fullness that they want, I would have to be pulling from all the way back here, which would then give me nothing up here to sit, so then you're just talking about a mullet. So that's case by case.
Yep.
Good?
All right, I think we're good.
Excellent.
Close this out.
All right, so for me personally, you want to give me a follow, come check me out on my stuff, mostly Instagram. That's where I play around the most. Look for me, it's hairstyle, Haire style. And then obviously Free Salon Education's Instagram as well. But if you really want to know where the party is, go to freesaloneducation.com where you can download our app where we have all of our everything together in one nice, neat little place that you can get involved with as well so that we can really play with the community that we've spent all this time building. So be sure to do that and let's see what we got. Thank you guys. Look forward to seeing you next week. Have a good one. Stay safe.
Morning like, oh, I just wanna be your Superman.